It's 8 o'clock on Thursday morning. What's up, everybody? Gerald here. Let's go fishing! I don't know why I said that so loudly. I got a hype. Let go and then I lose control, and I'm falling faster than I really like. My friends, I'm dead. I'm leaving you. This time it's for good. Tell my friends that I'm dead. It won't be long before you forget my name. Oh, we'll keep on digging deep. We'll keep digging deep. We'll keep digging deep. We'll keep digging. We don't stop. We don't stop. Yeah, we don't stop. Oh, keep on digging deep, keep digging deep, keep digging. What's up, everybody? Gerald here. Well, we're back at the lake. It's, I don't even know what time it is, probably about 8:30. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look. Time is 8:30. That wasn't a bad guess. 8:30, and we're back in the swim where we caught one last week. We're in the tent swim, as you can see, it's behind me. I'm on my backup camera in a minute, so if the quality is slightly different, it won't be last now. We'll be getting the other camera out. It's just easy because this one was in my pocket. So I've stuck the gear in here, and we're going to go for a walk around and see if we can see anything. So, we've had absolute downpours for like the last 2 days, and everything's grown. As you can see, it's getting a bit more treacherous trying to get round the houses bank. What we're going to do is we're going to head round the houses bank, across the shallows, which is over there. There's the boat swimming, the waterfall's just down through there. We're just going to have a quick walk around, see if we can see any fish, any signs of bubbles, anything like that. But let's have a little wander. Oh. Here's the lake that's next door as well. Oh, look, it does look like a lovely lake. There is someone actually fishing. Right over there, look, there's a guy fishing. I wonder if he's had anything this morning. Let's keep going. I don't think there's anyone on the lake. I didn't see any cars out on the road when we pulled up. But that don't mean anything. There could be someone stashed away somewhere. They could have parked in the car park over by the other lake. Who knows? Footprints. Someone's been in the shallows recently because there's some good amount of footprints. Let's have a look. Disposable barbecue's still here. Someone's been using particles and leaving all their rubbish. Here's the shallows. It's pretty quiet. No signs of fish yet. So I should really start thinking about fishing this narrower side of the lake, because I do like the look of it. There's a lot of snags I could fish to. Right. Look at this. Like, it does look carpy, doesn't it? Like, I could put one down there. Could put one on the opposite bank and one down there. Maybe one in the shallows, but it's quite shallow in the margin, sorry. But it's quite shallow in these margins all up and down here. I would quite like to get a marker float out to see how deep it is out in the middle and on the other side. There's a good few swims down here that, you know, were once swims and have been left to get on with their own devices. As you can see, I've just put my foot in the lake. It's clever. See, you know, I think these used to be swims. They started cutting out the bank. I don't know if the water level's down, which would be really weird considering it's absolutely tipped it down the last few days. But yeah, as you can see, they really did do some work here, cut out a few of these swims. Again, this would be a good little spot. I'll just put one just over there, maybe one over there, and then one off the tree, in the fallen tree. So we're back here now in the Oak swim, right around the other end of the lake. I've not seen anything, no signs of fish. Let's check out this one. See if no one's been fishing. Someone's been fishing. Got holes when they've had their rod sticks. Bank sticks even, not rod sticks. Again look, it's very quiet this morning. No signs of fish. So we're going to go, I think we're going to end up fishing the Tenchman swim. We need to come up with a new name for it. I think it should be something like the Fallen Oak, or I've got to work out what the tree is that's in the lake and then we can call it that, like the Fallen Birch or the Fallen Oak. If anyone knows anything about trees, I'll show you a picture of it when we get around there. Alright, so I'm going to do another lap of the lake without the camera and just see if I can see anything so I can concentrate a bit more. If not, then we will set up in this swim and we'll get fishing. Alright, so we switched cameras. I did another walk round and didn't see any signs of fish, so I have cast out in the Tenchman swim. Now I know I said I wouldn't be fishing this all the time, and there are other swims I want to fish, but at the minute I know fish have been coming out of here. It doesn't look like anyone's fished it. There are signs of people fishing the other swims like you saw in the video on the walk round, so maybe the fish will feel safer in this swim up against the bank. So I've got 2 rods out. The third rod will be going out, but I'll be explaining that one in just a minute. So both my rods are out and they're all along that back bank. So we have got one in here and then one just here. So in a very small space I've got both my rods. I've then put about 15 freebies just out along the bank, just in case there are fish crawling up and down, see if we can get them feeding. On the left hand rod we've got the pineapple pop-up. On the right hand rod we've got a cell pop-up. Just for a little bit of a change, I thought I'd put a different bait on there. I am running low on the pineapple pop-ups, but I've ordered like a little tester pack from Sticky Baits. I believe they're pineapple and banoffee or toffee, just to see if they're any good. If they are, then obviously I'll buy a few of those and then we'll be switching over to them. So the third rod's out and I thought, why not try it and go for one of the many other species that's in the lake. Let's give it a go. So I've been casting the old pipe rod round for about an hour, no bites, no follows in or anything, it's been very quiet, so I'm going to put the third rod back out for carp. Now the lead and the rod and the reel is all the same as the others, except for on the end here we have some IQ2 down to a D-ringed boilie setup. This is a bottom bait, not a pop-up. So the third rod is out, and if you can just see that white piece of foam just out there, that's where it is. It's just under that tree. So fingers crossed we get a bite. Oh, it's 12 minutes past 10, literally just gone 12 minutes past 10. The middle rod on the cell pop-up, which was just over off this snag, has torn off and we have got another fish. It's sitting in the sling, just getting a bit of rest because I've had it out of the water. I've just made myself a cup of tea. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave that fish in the sling for a minute, have a bit of my tea. Tell you what, this bloody stick is not as good as the other one. Happy days. 2 fish, 2 weeks. This swim didn't half produce fish by the looks of it. So Made the right choice. Happy days. Oh, it's not as big as the other one. I've weighed it. I know how big it is, I'll tell you in a minute, but it's not as big. But it's another lovely looking fish. So the fish in this lake all seem to be really nice scaly mirrors. We've had one common out, and then the other fish that I've definitely seen a picture of was another scaly mirror. So I think it was a linear, if I remember rightly. So this is another lovely scaly mirror, which you're going to see in just a sec. I'm going to drink my tea and I'll be right back. There you go, guys. Middle rod tore off, which is on the cell pop-up over on the far bank again, and we've got ourselves another pristine looking, lovely, fully scaled mirror carp. This one's slightly smaller, 15 pound. It's very tense, as you can see. Whoa. 15 pound, 11 ounces. Look at that beauty. What a wonderful looking carp. This lake is producing some absolute stunners. So all three rods are back out on the spots. Now I think I may have fallen victim to not taking my own advice here. Since I've scaled my rigs back down and just using simple, very simple pop-up rigs as I've shown you, I've started catching fish. Now the first few sessions when I was fishing here, I was using hinge stiff rigs, D-rigs, bait flossing on bait. Now scaling it all back down, it seems to be what has caught me the fish. Now I don't normally fish pop-ups, but they're not the hardest things to fish, and as you've seen the rigs, they are very simple, and I keep saying it, and I think that is what is helping. Now I'm also fishing a swim that I'm more familiar with. I don't really do open water fishing. I prefer intimate, snaggy areas, which is what this swim provides me. The first few swims I fished, you'll notice that, you know, there was a snag over in the very first swim that I fished, but I was just pestered by the swans. The platform swims is very much so open water, and I think you really have got to pile the bait in, and that's not what I do. I like to come fish small little spots. I've got two rods in basically the space of 20 yards of each other, all along the back margin where the fish are patrolling in the snag. So that little bit of warm weather, getting up the tree, seeing the fish, finding the clear spot over there, which I haven't got a rod on today, but I am going to fish in the summer when it clears up a little bit, because we've had rain and the water's gone really murky. I think I've just gone back to my roots, fishing the snags, fishing smaller swims, and it seems to be paying off, and I've had two absolutely beautiful fish. It's 12 o'clock and it's lunchtime. I've just put out 10 more freebies all along the opposite bank over the left and the middle rod. I've been getting a lot of liners on the middle rod, which is the one I caught the fish on. So I think there's fish in the area. The fish that I caught actually excreted boilie crumb into the bottom of my mat, so it's definitely been eating the bait. I'm going to now eat my lunch and just sit and relax. If this one won't bugger off, I'm going to throw a boilie at his head because it keeps swimming into my line. Go away. Go fight that goose, go on. I've just been up the tree to have a look at the clear patch, which is just out there, and where it's rained over the last few days, the visibility in the water has gone a little bit cloudy and it's not as clear as it was last week, but the patch has definitely got bigger. So the fish are feeding just out here, which is just past the sunken tree, which comes out to about there, and then the patch is there basically. And the fish are feeding there and clearing the weed, and it's where it shallows up. It goes up, it's quite deep here. I haven't got a marker floating, I haven't marked it, but you can see it's deep. And it shallows right up, it goes flat, which is out here, and it drops back off again all along this far margin. So I've just been looking at the swim, and I'm thinking about, and I could technically get 3 rods all along this back bank. So I mean, if I could get the left hand rod like right down here, or maybe in here. The middle rod could go in there, and then the right hand rod could go in there. So maybe next time that's what we'll do. We'll try and get this left hand rod as far over this way as possible. So the left hand rod has just had a recast. It's just been put straight back where it should be, back out in the snags over there. When I brought it in, it did have a tiny bit of weed on it. I checked the bait still smells pineapple-y and not weedy or silty, so that's good. I didn't bother changing it, I stuck it straight back out there. Let's hope for a bite. So it's about 2:10 now, and I'm thinking about packing up and going home soon. Probably at about 3 o'clock like I did last week, just to avoid the traffic mainly. And I'm not feeling too great either. So the middle rod did just get a couple of bleeps, and the line was pulled out of the clip. So I don't know whether that was a liner or whether it's the weed that's floating down from up out of the shallows down to the bottom end of the lake, just catching on the line and pulling it out of the clip. I would say that it's probably a liner just because of the ferocity of the pull. It would be a gradual pull out of the clip if it was the weed, but it proper sprung out, so I feel like it could have been a liner. I did have a couple of beats on the left hand rod about half hour ago as well, so there's probably fish over on that bank just patrolling up and down, and they've just swum into the line and set it off. It's 3 o'clock now, and I am going to start packing up and getting myself off home before the traffic gets too bad. We've had another short session today and managed to catch a fish, which is great. It was £15.11? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What rod was that? It's a left hand rod. See, that makes me want to stay. So what you haven't seen is I've recast the left hand rod. Okay, so I don't know where I got to. Now, coming in this swim I think was the right choice. Having walked around and seen no fish, I thought I might as well fish a swim where I know the spots and I know fish patrol up and down. And I've put a bait right in front of where they patrol up and down, and I've caught a fish. So I think what we need to do is just, it's all about location, putting the bait in and putting it right in front of them at the right time. Now hopefully the guys can get down here soon and do another session, and maybe they'll start catching as well. I think I've been very lucky to catch 2 fish in basically 2 sessions, because I don't really count the Friday night because it was only a short one. And today's been a short one as well, but it seems to be more of a day lake than a night lake in a minute. So, but like I say, hopefully they'll get down here soon. I'm going to get myself packed up, and I'll see you all again very soon. Tight lines, wet nets.